she posted after Axel Radicubana went on the knife rampage at the, do you remember the, on Southport, obviously, the Taylor Swift themed holiday club, murdering those beautiful 3 little girls. Connolly went on social media and she said, mass deportation now, set fire to all the effing hotels full of the bees. For all I care, while you're at it, take the treacherous government politicians with them. I feel physically sick knowing that these Southport families will now have to endure. If that makes me racist, so be it. That to me is not something that should land someone in jail. It's not nice, it's not right, it's clearly inciting violence. She should have got a caution, something like that. Ben Jones is Director of Case Management at the Free Speech Union. Ben, what do you make of this?
It's bitterly disappointing. It feels palpably unfair and unjust. We're very disappointed for Lucy and for her family that this is the result. We've been supporting her for a long time. I agree entirely with what you have just said, and I think that this sentence and the decision today with respect to her appeal are entirely grossly disproportionate to what she actually said. And if you look, as you've just done, at the detail of what she said, I think the key phrase is "for all I care." At the worst, you can say that she is expressing indifference to violence, and she realised that that was wrong and she deleted it 4 hours later, within 4 hours. This is not somebody who was seeking to stir up violent unrest. This is not somebody who wanted actually to see hotels full of people set on fire. She said something that she very immediately regretted, that she recognised that she should not have said. And nonetheless, I think many people today looking at this will feel that she has been made an example of.
Her barrister, Adam King, asked her in court, did you intend anyone to set fire to any asylum hotels? She replied, absolutely not. Mr. King went on, did you intend anyone to murder any politicians? Again, she answered, absolutely not. The Court of Appeal judges said they did not accept the original sentence of 31 months was manifestly excessive. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I know that these are points of law, but 31 months, a blind man on a galloping horse knows that that is an incredibly excessive sentence. Is there a precedent for this, or was she being made an example of?
I think, unfortunately, it's difficult to see what the next steps might be. The hope will be now that she will only be expected to serve 40%, I say only in inverted commas, of this sentence. And so it's difficult to see what the future options might be for her. I think what I would say with respect to how unfair this is, clearly it's unfair on its own terms. But when you look at some of the sentences that have been handed out to other people, people who actually were engaged in violence, people who did take part in rioting, or people who have even committed sexual offences against children in the last 10 or 15 years, have been given less severe sentences than the sentence which Lucy has been given. So it's not just that it looks unfair, that it somehow feels unfair. When you compare it to those people, to those cases, it manifestly is unfair. And if this is a legally sound decision, then the law is at fault and the law must be changed, because I think overwhelmingly the public will recognise that this is disproportionate, that it is not right that a mother of a 12-year-old girl who has not committed any violent crime, who did not actually intend to incite violence, should be in prison.
Is this two-tier justice, do you think?
I think the suspicion will be for many people, millions of people who will have been following this story, that this is a sign of two-tier justice, because it is so palpably unfair, as I've said a moment ago, when you compare it to these other cases. And I think the trouble we have in this country fundamentally with this analysis of two-tier policing and a two-tier justice system is that successive governments, as you know very well, for the last 30 years have been embarked upon a course of policy with respect to immigration, a colossal failure of integration that is wildly unpopular. And the wheels clearly are coming off that experiment. Even Keir Starmer seems to be of that view. He says he is of that view. And for people who are expressing their views about their concerns, sometimes in a way that is unpalatable, unvarnished, rough around the edges, sometimes in a way, as Lucy has done, which frankly was unwise and went too far, those people are facing, it seems, a relentless crackdown. There is a chilling effect that we see at the Free Speech Union from hundreds of people contacting us every month for assistance or for advice.
Again, Ben, I'm not a lawyer, but as far as I can see, she did incite racial hatred here. I think she did that. My point is that I mean, what punishment, if any, do you think she should have received? My position is that she should have got a caution or something like that, or perhaps a fine.
I think there's a whole spectrum of responses which most people, myself included, would have said, okay, fair enough, that is reasonable. She should not have used that form of words. She should not have said that. Clearly, she went too far. She herself accepts that she went too far. There's a whole range of responses that would have been reasonable, I think.
Listen, thank you very much. That's Ben Jones there. He's Director of Case Management at the Free Speech Union.